this position was to play just a6, take the bad structure, guard it with my life. But white is obviously doing better here. Bishop d3 is maybe a little unambitious. Oh, okay, I see your comment. Yeah, it's okay if you don't have that much knowledge. At the very least, it's just my opinion. Everyone plays differently. Um, Actually, I had this funny experience recently where well, it wasn't recent. I guess it was probably like 2 years ago now, but it feels recent. So I started a chess club at Rutgers University a few years ago. There had been one before, but it had no continuity, so it's kind of like it was a fresh start. And so for like 4 years while I was at Rutgers, we had a chess team and everything. We traveled, and when I graduated, I kind of didn't come back for some time. So a couple of years later, I went, and the chess club was still going. There had been like two new e-boards since I was gone, and they didn't really know who I was. So I pretended that I didn't know how to play chess, and I went to their meeting and I asked them to teach me how to play this game. And so I sat down with a guy, and he showed me how all the pieces move. And I was like, oh, like this? Oh, it's not like that. And I was just kind of playing along with it. And I said, okay, now I'm ready to play a game after like 2 hours of just going with it, where the guy's teaching me how to play chess. And so they brought out a clock, and I sat down, and the guy tells me, well, it's okay if you lose because this is your first game, so don't be discouraged. And I told him, oh, don't worry, I won't be. And so I immediately started playing some ridiculous chess. One of the games that I played, um, I did the good old beginner thing where you play like h5 and just trade like this. And my sparring partner told me you should never ever do this because you give up your rooks that are higher value pieces. And I said, well, maybe to me the knights are higher value pieces, and so I don't really care if you, or the bishops are higher value pieces, so I don't really care if you trade them. And so after playing like this, I ended up checkmating him, and he was very perplexed. And so someone else challenged me, and he's like, "There's no way that you can play like that. It doesn't make any sense. You need to control the center." And so he played d4, and I was playing black again, and I said, "Okay, I'll control the center this time. I'll listen to you." He's like, "Well, not like that, because then I can just take your pawn for free." And I said, "Well, but I get to control the center more because now your pawn's not in the center." He said, "Okay, that's fair, but you still have fewer pieces." And I said, "Okay, but I'm going to attack your pawn." And this is when he told me you shouldn't bring out your queen early because your queen will easily get under attack. So I said, "Check." And he's like, this is annoying. This beginner is giving me a double attack. What do I do? And so, of course, he played um, queen d2, and I snagged his pawn. I said, ha, now I'm controlling the center again. And he said, well, you may be trying to get my rook, but it won't work. So he played this. Wait, hold on. Actually, no. So he played bishop d2. My bad. I took, he did this, and then I pinned his bishop. He played queen d2 now. I took his bishop, he took, and then I played queen c1 checkmate. And so this is when he was like, that does it. Who are you? And why are you at this chess club pretending you don't know how to play chess? But the reason that I brought up this story is not just because it was very amusing to me, but because there are different perspectives on every move. It's not necessary that you need to have like an extreme amount of theoretical knowledge. And this extends outside of chess, in my opinion, as well. Like in philosophy or in physics or something, people often banter around these different kinds of terminology and things like that, and it masquerades as real knowledge. But what matters is whatever helps you to win the game. It doesn't really matter what you call it, and having a fancy name for something doesn't make it any more or less true. So um, there may actually even be some benefits to not knowing anything because you can look at something freshly, which is also part of why taking a break from something that you like can actually be beneficial. Anyway, I played several moves here that I didn't honestly believe were very good. Like h5, I don't see why this should really succeed. But I was lucky that you allowed me to trade off this defender of your king, which goes in line with my plan. Now there's less resistance on the king side. Even if my plan is incorrect, um, things transpired in the game that allowed me to execute the plan successfully.